Hi, it's Glenn from Metallica. How are you, Mark?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, brother. Nice to have a chat with you. Been playing around. It's absolutely phenomenal, mate. Really like it.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear, man. You guys are out of the UK?
Yeah, well, I'm over about 15 miles outside Sheffield. And I know you played Sheffield a few years ago with the Cavalier Conspiracy. How was that for you, sir, playing Sheffield?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it's always a great time out in the UK. You know, we always have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah. Awesome, man. What made you decide to call the album Rotation?
I just thought it was a good name, you know, that really sums up the last probably 15 years of my life, you know, traveling all over the world, playing concerts everywhere, you know, just constantly moving, constantly being in you know, rotating around the world. And practicing playing guitar, and it really felt like a good name that describes the record. You know, I basically wrote the music to the record all over the world while I was on tour.
Yeah. Awesome. Where would you say in the world you've enjoyed playing? Certain places that really strike you, that influence you to record the album or the songs on the album?
I would say South America. I love going down to South America, to Colombia, to Brazil, Chile, Argentina. Even Central America is incredible. I really enjoy going south of the border, you know, and just going to all those great countries, experiencing the food, the culture. Everything, you know, the concerts are amazing there. The fans are just crazy for the music. So,
I guess they don't get it as much as what the Western side do or the European side. They just like go crazy when they get a big show there.
It's that, and it's also the weather is amazing.
Yeah,
the women, incredible down there. I mean, it's everything, man. I just almost feel like that's where I belong. Maybe I'll move down there at some point, you know.
Awesome, yeah. So I guess you play an awful lot. Do you practice a lot when you're not on stage? It's just like it's the first thing you do when you get out of bed.
Yeah, absolutely. I make some coffee and I go right to playing the guitar. I mean, I'm real serious about playing guitar, and playing to the best of my ability, and constantly striving to get better. I'm obsessed with it. You know, it's just an incredible instrument, and I'm just really honored that I've been able all these years to make a living and playing music and doing what I love to do. So I just want to continue growing and keep getting better. Yeah,
I mean, you did well. I mean, like getting with people like Max. I mean, Senna Moore is an absolute legend. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Senna Moore.
Real lucky.
Yeah, very. Who is on the album? Explain the lineup, how it all came to be.
Well, basically, on my records, I play all my own bass. I had a couple of guests, although on this record, that played on like one or two songs for bass. But I mostly do all my own bass. I play all my rhythm guitar, electric, lead guitar, acoustic guitar. And basically, when it's time to record, I just meet up with my drummer, Anthony Davizio, who's one of my good friends. One of the best drummers I've played with, and we jam out the arrangements. I have all the songs written, and he comes up with his drum parts to it, and then we go into the studio and we track drums right away, and then I just start like building a house. I get the rhythm guitars recorded, and then bass, and then I start all the solos.
Awesome. So how did you get to know Anthony? You've known him quite a long time.
I met him through a friend of mine, and he actually recorded on my last record, Legionnaire, my last solo record.
Right.
And, he's just an incredible drummer. He lives in my area, in New Jersey, where I'm from, and we met through a mutual friend. And he also now plays in a band called 40 Below Summer, and he's doing that full time. And then he still plays with me when I have time off from Soulfly to go out and do my solo project.
Awesome. So, like, do you get to do quite a few shows of your own and promote your own material as well as being in Soulfly or Cavalier Conspiracy?
It's tough, because I'm so busy with Soulfly and Cavalier Conspiracy. But the minute I have time off from those bands, I book my own tours. I've done quite a few U.S. tours now. I've been up to Canada with my solo project. I've been down in Colombia, did some shows there. Been to the Dominican Republic. So I'm starting to spread out. I'm trying to get more, outside of America now, and hopefully get over to Europe and the UK by you guys and a solo project.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you that about possible UK shows and that. 'Cause I know you've got a massive audience. Hands down, it's a no-brainer there. So it'd be good to have you sometime, sir.
Yeah, I would love to come. It's just a matter of working out my schedule.
Exactly.
Being able to plan it ahead of time. But, it's a great live show. I always get a lot of a great response when I bring this project out on tour, just because, my solo songs are just, I think they just go over better live. It's just exciting to see live, and there's a lot of improvising that goes on, and I throw in a lot of other type of songs, like cover songs and stuff like that too. So it's real exciting.
Awesome. The fans no doubt love it. What brought you to be on EMP? I know, most of the point. How did you get to know Dave and Tom?
I've known those guys for a while now. I've toured with Dave Ellison with Soulfly years ago. We did a great little tour together, and I've known Tom for a long time, back when he was a booking agent at a club in Wisconsin. So I've known these guys for quite a long time, and when Dave started up the EMP label, we talked about him releasing my records, and I'm glad we finally got to make it happen, because I'm a huge fan of Dave Ellison and Megadeth, and I'm just really honored to be part of the label with Dave and Tom.
Yeah, and I mean, I met Tom a couple of times. He's such a nice guy, and same with Dave. Met Dave for the first time at NAMM. Did you go to NAMM at all? Did you manage to get to NAMM this time?
Yeah, I was at NAMM this year, and I got to see Dave a little bit. Went over by the EMP booth.
Yeah.
Hung out with Dave and Tom,
Sweet.
did interviews there and some photos and stuff. So it was great to catch up with those guys.
Yeah, I did exactly the same myself. It was great. How was NAMM for you overall? What did you get up to?
Great. It was great. I got to do a performance at PV, which is great, because I don't like to just do the signings. I want to jam and play for the fans, and then hang out with all the fans afterwards and answer questions. So I got to do a little performance at PV. I got to hang out over at the EMP booth, and made my rounds. Went over to Washburn because I have an endorsement with them. Got to check out some new guitars. So it was a real good time. That always is,
Yeah. And I really enjoyed it. Just like bumping into friends and seeing like the Bonzo Bash and the Randy Rhoads and the Ultimate Jam, all that sort of stuff as well.
Oh yeah, I was at the Randy Rhoads show. That was incredible.
It was, wasn't it? What was your
what best show?
Yeah. What was your favourite part of it, if you don't mind me asking?
I enjoyed the whole show. I really loved the theater. It was a real nice theater where they had the show.
Yeah.
Kind of more of a sit-down audience, and I thought everybody was incredible. They had some incredible guitar players, great singer, great drumming. I mean, it was really a real top-notch concert.
Yeah. So if you could play at that show, what Aussie song or Sabbath song would you like to play that really got you?
I probably would have done Miracle Man. I love that song with Zakk Wylde. Maybe like The Ultimate Sin or Bark at the Moon.
Yeah,
and then I'd have to pick a Randy song then, so probably then Diary of a Madman.
Cool, good choices, sir.
I love Ozzy.
No, you can't. No, he's a good guy. What do you like to do when you're not busy on guitar and hobbies and interests as well?
I'm a big fitness fan. I love working out. I love all different types of training. I'm into boxing. I love Muay Thai. I like Jiu-Jitsu. I love calisthenic training, CrossFit. I love to be busy. When I'm on the road, if I'm not playing guitar, then I'm either in the gym working out or I'm at a park working out. I just love to stay in shape and keep my fitness up.
The guitar work is like, it's really intricate. It's fast stuff, like sometimes like not a million miles an hour, but you know what I mean. You've got to be really fit to play that sort of stuff after a while, because it's just to go a full show of that there's a lot, a lot of stamina to that sort of thing, isn't there? Yeah,
it really is. Especially for metal, I think in getting into your older years, I think it's important to stay in shape, because it definitely takes a lot of stamina to play a heavy metal show.
Yeah.
For 1 hour and a half.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I definitely, I'm getting into my older years now, and I want to rock out harder than I did when I was in my 20s. So I feel like I am. So.
Yeah, you don't look old though. It's like.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I just turned 40, so.
Well,
I guess it's all working out.
I'm 44. There you go. Some of us don't age. It's all good. Yeah.
Well, good.
How long did it take to record the album, put the songs together? Did it take very long?
Actually, this record, honestly, to record took about 3 weeks for me really to do all the recording. But then I actually recorded it 5 years ago. So it took about 5 years to get it mixed and mastered. You know,
Yeah.
I was financing it all out of my own pocket. I really didn't get any support from anybody. So I had to really do it all myself. But the recording took I'd say about 3 weeks to a month.
And what I like about it is there's quite a few different styles, and you've got really fast thrashy stuff, you've got your bit of new metal styles, and you've got that tribal thing. I mean, there's that track on there, Ad Peter Eat Spathis. That was it totally intrigued me. What does that mean? And where did you get that idea from to call it that, and the idea for the style of music in it?
Basically, you know, I love a lot of tribal drumming, and you know, in mixing it with acoustic guitar. I've always been a fan of that. You know, even going back to like, you know, Al Di Meola. You know, he's an incredible virtuoso fusion Latin rock guitar player, and he did a lot of Latin percussion in his music, so that really has always been an influence on me. And as far as the name of the song, that's an old Italian phrase from the Italian Roman army, which I'm a big fan of Roman Empire history, so I like to, you know, dabble with those type of themes.
And there's the other one, the Jungle Jam Slam. That's one hell of a track as well. Really like that.
Yeah. Yep, that's another good one on the record too.
Where did that influence come from?
Yeah, again, that's from growing up listening to a lot of Latin music. You know, I love all types of Latin music, and again, back to like Al Di Meola, I love his record Elegant Gypsy, where he had a lot of Latin percussion going on, and you know, so I'm very influenced by that. And then also, you know, obviously playing in Soulfly, there's always been that tribal influence. So I really wanted to just kind of mix that tribal drumming with some electric guitar playing, you know, kind of a Joe Satriani type of style.
Yeah.
I thought it was those two kind of styles never really were mixed before. So, you know, I'm all for mixing styles and trying to come up with something different.
Yeah, because like when you play, you just don't expect this. Like, Alan, what's this going on? It's just it's like this. It blows your mind, doesn't it? And because you've got all the like really fast stuff going off, and you know, different guitar styles and like flowing all over the place, and then you get all the drums and like those different sounds. It's like, wow, I like this. You know, it's just it's so different.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I try to do stuff that's different. You know, I listen to a lot of different styles of music, but it's all based on the guitar. Whether I'm listening to Slayer or Yngwie Malmsteen, you know, or even flamenco guitar, Paco de Lucia type stuff. That's how I listen to music all day long. I'm constantly just mixing, you know, different CDs and shuffles on my iPod. So when it's time for me to make a record, I just try to incorporate all these different influences that I have.
Awesome. So would you say out of the 9 tracks on the album, are there certain favourites, or would you say that they're all your babies, as many people say?
Yeah, I'm going to say I think my favorite song on the record is a song called Thrash Boogie, which is really kind of a different vibe for me. It's kind of bluesy. It's kind of a tribute to like Joe Satriani, you know, because he had his famous song Satch Boogie. Yeah. So I was kind of going for that kind of boogie blues vibe, but just heavier, you know, because that's you know, a lot of people always like to bring up, you know, how I kind of mix the acoustic guitar, Latin influences with metal, but you know, I think I also, even going way back to my first solo record in 2005, you know, I was kind of making heavy instrumental music back then. Which I think even back in those days, there really wasn't a lot of heavy instrumental records out there. So I've always tried to, you know, keep with that heaviness, you know, but in an instrumental. Yeah.
And that's when I was listening to that, I thought, you know, it's great to actually experience and enjoy the musical guitar style of it without the bawling vocals over the top, because I mean, you know, it's like I agree. Yeah, because I think sometimes you get really into the musical style, and it's like he's ruined it. You know, it's what I mean? But, I mean, some people love it, and you know.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, the reality is that there still is a very big fan base out there that just don't like the screaming vocal thing. You know? Yeah. There's a lot of people, an older audience and even younger audience, that they love the music. They love the heavy riffing and the melodies of the guitar, but they just can't get into the vocals. Yeah. And, you know, I get it. And that's something that I'm aware of. And you know, I think there's a lot of fans out there that say that they love my instrumental records because they don't have to deal with the screaming style of vocals,
Yeah.
So, that's where I think my records are perfect for that kind of audience.
Mm. And you say you're actually like turning people onto that style of music that wouldn't really be into it because they don't like that. They might not like that vocal style that goes with some of these bands. But
Exactly.
it's perfect.
Exactly.
You've done that, and it's like you realise there is more to the music side because you can hear it properly, and you just nailed it.
Yeah, well, that's where I think my records are definitely for. If you're into the screaming vocals, I think you'll like my records because they're heavy. I got a lot of heavy riffs going on, but if you can't deal with the vocals, then I got a lot of catchy melodies too that people that are more into melodic music, can latch on to the melodies that I write.
Yeah. So was this a conscious decision to do 9 tracks, straight instrumental, no vocal, or do you think I could do a vocal for that, but I like it as an instrumental? Where was your thought process on that one?
Well, I really listen to a lot of instrumental guitar music. That's really my passion. That's what I listen to. I'm a huge Satriani fan. I love Steve Vai. I listen to a lot of, Yngwie Malmsteen. So I listen to a lot of instrumental guitar music. It's what I'm real passionate about.
Yeah.
So this is my 4th record now. That's all instrumental. Maybe the next one, I'll incorporate some vocals. I've even been working on my vocals a bit. Where when I go out and do my live show, I do a lot of the vocals. So maybe the next record, I'll try to mix it up, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Awesome, that's great. Wicked Shattered, that's a good song. That's a great song. There's so different like bands that you can think, oh, that sounds a bit like this or a bit like that. But what influenced the track Wicked Shattered?
Oh, that's one of my favorite songs on the record. That's very obviously influenced by like Megadeth, Annihilator, the late 80s thrash metal bands, so that song, that's one of my favorites,
it's cool.
It's in standard tuning, it's got that real tight kind of late 80s thrash metal vibe, one of my favorite records of all time is Megadeth's Rust in Peace, and I feel like that's Wicked Shattered, could have been a lost song from Rust in Peace.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of vibe,
Yeah. I thought a similar kind of thing. I heard bits of Megadeth and bits of Slayer, bits of Metallica, that sort of style. I thought, this is great.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I mean, for you, actually being on EMP is special because with him being a big fan of Megadeth and Dave as well. Pretty impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a big Megadeth fan, and Megadeth is definitely one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah. And when you're working with Soulfly, do you come up with the riffs first and then present them to Max, or does he say, "Well, I've got this song idea. This is what's influencing me. You just get on with it, and you just work with it like that." How do you actually work along with the band situation like that?
Yeah, get along great. I mean, I've been in a band for 15 years now with him, and I think we got a great writing relationship. We got a great touring relationship. I had coming into the band, I knew his style. I grew up on old Sepultura. I grew up on all the old thrash metal bands. So coming in, it was like, I knew all those old Sepultura songs because I grew up playing those in thrash metal bands that I was in around here in New Jersey where I grew up living. So I think Max always really admired that, I knew his back catalog and could play all those songs and knew the solos that Andreas did note for note. And I knew the rhythms and everything. So he would just call a lot of those old Sepultura songs out and I could play them.
Sweet. And when you're recording the albums with the Soulfly albums and such, do you just bring riffs in and then Max says, "I like that," and then you create a song from it, or do you look at Max's lyrics and styles first and then put your riffs to it? How's it work in that band? How's it work? Curious.
Well, every record's been different, honestly, but usually it's Max comes up with his ideas and then I add on what I might want to come up with it. And if he likes it, he'll keep it. If he doesn't like it, then maybe we'll come up with something different. But yeah, we work together. I mean, obviously, you can hear it on the records.
Yeah,
I've joined. I've added my vibe to it.
Awesome. Album comes out very shortly. I think people are going to like it a lot. To say the least.
Thank you.
What else would we like to talk about that we've not covered?
You know, just a big thank you to all the fans out in the UK and all over the world. You know, I have so much fun touring and playing shows, and you know, everybody knows you can always find me after the show, and I'm always hanging out with everybody. I'll meet you at the bar, hang out, talk about music, you know, and
awesome.
You know, I enjoy what I do. I love it, and I want to continue doing it. So just a big thank you to all the fans for all the support.
Nice. Well, it's been a pleasure having a good chat with you, sir.
Oh, you too, man. Yeah, great.
Thanks,
talking.
bro.
We'll see you in Sheffield. Yeah, we'll hang out there. We'll have a good time, sir.
Awesome, man. But good to have a chat with you. You take care.
You too, bro.
Thanks, man.
All right, man.
See you later, man.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See ya. Bye.